Special teams questions for me. So first of all, since Bruce took over, you guys have just been shooting more. Is on the power play? Is it that simple? You guys just weren't shooting enough before, or is there puck luck, or is there something else you're doing differently?
Oh, it's not a whole lot different. I think it's a little execution, getting some bounces here and there. More shots are going in, which is nice. But like Matt said it the whole year, I don't think there was a whole lot, that we were doing wrong. I think we were close, and it's nice to see some pucks and start to go in more regularly for us.
And then on the other side of the coin, obviously the penalty kill was terrible to start with, but over the last month or so has been incredibly good. I think the third best in the league. What about that? I mean, is that about executing? Is there puck luck involved? Similar kind of question to the power play, I guess.
I think it's very similar. It comes down to executing. I think I said earlier in the year that we got to find a way to kill the whole 2 minutes, and I think we're doing a better job of that. Before I thought we were doing 90% of the penalty kill, we were doing really good things and just couldn't find a way to kill it off, and felt like every bad bounce was going against us on the kill and none was going for us from the power play. So we knew that wasn't going to last the whole season. I think we're finally getting our breaks, but I think at the same time we're doing a better job of bearing down on both.
Next up is Gemma Karsten-Smith, Canadian Press.
Hey, JT. You guys have had Bruce as a coach for a full month now. I'm wondering if you can characterize his coaching style for us. Obviously, we see in practice and on the bench, but what's he like kind of behind the scenes?
Well, we haven't really lost in regulation yet, so everybody's obviously in a pretty good mood, but he's been great. It was a fresh start for our group. I think it's anytime that happens, you're going to have a little life, and we've been playing pretty darn well since he's been here. There's not much gray area with him. He expects to play the right way, play hard, don't turn the puck over, have good practice habits, pretty simple stuff. And I think when we get back to basics and play the way we know how and just find a way to compete for 60 minutes like we've been showing, we've been pretty hard to beat.
You talked a little bit about how no losses in regulation yet. It must be a bit of a different mood and feeling kind of like in the locker room and amongst the team.
Yeah, and it goes the same about the special teams question. I think we were doing a lot of good things earlier in the season, just never really could find the results. So it's nice to see that we're getting them now. I don't think we're perfect by any means yet, but I think we have room to grow, which is really exciting. And we're trying to get better every single game, and we've had a lot of time off. So we have one game at home here, and then an awesome road trip to really test ourselves to see where we're at as a group.
We have a couple more questions lined up right now. We'll go first to Daniel Wagner, Glacier Media.
JT, you've talked a lot this season about how you don't really look at your own personal performance. You just want the team to win. But when you look and you see that you are leading the team in scoring, you're better than a point per game, do you still take some pride in that, especially now that the team is performing better?
Yeah, I think when I'm playing well, I give our team a better chance to win. End of story. I expect that when we win or lose, or if I play like crap or get a point, it doesn't matter to me. Like what matters is I'm being effective and I'm playing well and and chipping in all over the ice in different scenarios. I got to find a way to make an impact in the game. And I think when I play a lot of minutes normally. So when I play well and, if I'm being impactful and playing my game and moving my feet and playing physical, typically the points will come. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about playing the same way as many times as I can.
And with all the games that have been postponed and with a new head coach, has there been a little bit of a feel almost like training camp? Have practices kind of felt like that where you're getting introduced to some new elements?
Yeah, we're used to this though. We've had like 10 in the last 3 years, so this is no big deal.
Hey, next up, we'll go to Jeff Patterson.
JT, just a quick question, because we don't get a chance to hear from Vasily Podkolzin himself, but basically halfway through his first season, and you were there from day one of training camp. Behind the scenes, how's he coming along? How has he fit into the group? Obviously, he's having some success on the ice, but how do you think he is assimilating to life in the NHL?
That's great. He's come so far. I feel like, even his day-to-day language and understanding and there's still stuff to learn. But I couldn't imagine coming here and being the only one speaking, Russian, especially like this. It's must be very difficult for him, but he takes it in stride. He's a really positive kid, and he, you could tell he loves to win, and he likes playing well, and he's hard on himself too, which is awesome. And I think it's great. He's a really good player. I think obviously it's probably unlimited potential for a player like him. He can kind of do everything, and He's a big part of our team right now, and he's learning every day. And I think he's just going to get better, which is really exciting.
You have told us repeatedly since your arrival here in Vancouver that you don't really pay attention to your individual statistics. What about the standings? When you guys go 8-0-1, have you given much attention to where you sit? And given with COVID and cancel or postponements, like everybody's got games in hand and things like that. Do you know where you sit in the standings?
No, not exactly. I know that at one point we were 7 or 8 and 15. So, I mean, we had to win a bunch of games. That's our only focus. And it's great that we're, whatever in the last 10 or 11 games, but we got to keep going. We can't get satisfied and complacent with how many we've won now. We got to reset again and try to win as many games as we can. So, I mean, I know where we're at, but I'm not sitting at home staring at it all night. I know we need to win more hockey games, and that's, it's as simple as that.
And our last question for JT Miller comes from Rob Williams, Daily Hive. Rob, go ahead.
Hey JT, it's been over 3 weeks since you've played a home game. How much are you guys looking forward to playing in front of your own fans again?
Oh, totally. It's going to be nice. It's been a weird month or so, but it's going to be nice to just play a game. We've had so much break between our last, couple of weeks. I've only played like 3 games, so we're ready to go. I'm sure for however many fans are allowed to come to the game, the building is still going to be an awesome environment. And I know the Canucks fans really want to be back in the building. So we're excited, and we want to put a good performance on the ice.
And then just can you speak to the challenge now if you're already without Brock Besser, now without Elias Pettersson? Speak about the challenge offensively, trying to carry the load without those 2 players.
Yeah, nothing changes. I guess, nothing really should change for the guys that are playing. There's going to be spots to fill. Guys got to step up. It takes everybody here. There's going to be every single team's going through this thing. Can't sit around and think poor us. We have some good players out. Every single team's going through it. Got to find a way to win hockey games, and we need guys to step up. Myself included. So I take a lot of pride in that. In these next couple of games, obviously the one at home and then big road trip. So it's going to be hard, but we need to embrace that.
Okay, thank you. We'll leave it there with JT.